like if I were to do a dating app, I want to do like do you guys, is there something out there where they have like a first date follow-up? And then,
Ooh.
like, because I remember Ariel and I were talking about dating a couple of weeks ago, and she went on a crazy bad date, but she met him at a wedding, and like I would like to follow up with, like, is there a place where we could do a follow-up? Because I would love a place where we're like, hey, I went out, this is what it is, this is the great things, and this was like my bad experience. So it's like the good and the bad, so people can
like a rating.
But wait,
system?
are you telling other people, other potential daters, like a rating, like on Amazon? Like, this is how I feel about this person?
I mean, I don't know if it's like for other people, but I would definitely, for like match purposes or like moving forward, it's like, okay, this date was.
No, they have some of that on the back end, whereas like, say for instance, you went on a date, he was just trying to fuck. You can do like to the back end, like the email or whatever, so then they will flag that on that user and kick them off. So you can do that without having to let everybody know that he's a
but
whatever.
Other women should be.
Well, that's what I was kind of saying, that the unmatching should be. There should be a mutual idea of what the unmatching was. Like in the same way she's saying, like, I need a follow-up to the date. Like when somebody unmatches you, they're not always unmatching because it just doesn't work out. They're sometimes unmatching because they're unstable. But that's just my personal opinion. But I've had a lot of things.
Or they met somebody else they like better.
Right, which is cool.
Sometimes, yes. And that's when all those things can be ideas on why did this not work in your opinion.
Nycole, you be mad when you get unmatched, don't you? You be mad.
No, I don't. Actually, sometimes I don't.
Right? I want to know.
First of all, okay. First of all, let me explain, Jo'Nathan, how I've been swiping. I man swipe. I man swipe like men do. I go on and I swipe right 10 times. I swipe left 10 times. I swipe right 5 times, and I swipe left 5 times. And we'll see what happens. Sometimes I don't even remember I was talking to somebody and they're already gone.
So you already got an algorithm set up in your head, left, right.
It just depends. Sometimes I'll be talking, and I'll be like, give me a number, and I'll just swipe that many times.
Now you do know all these apps have an algorithm on the back end. Like the more you swipe,
know that.
No, your picture might not show up as prevalent as somebody who's actually engaging in the app. If you're not on the app in a few days, you know, first of all, every app is different on how they do things, but like everything's an algorithm behind the scenes. It's the reason why, for example, I was on an app. There was very few black people, but every black person or Hispanic person I would swipe right. Then when I got on the app later, guess who's the first 5 people I see? So it's like that type of thing. So as you swipe, you also have to be cautious of, okay, this might not have been the best experience for me, but like, let me, you know, think about the next experience. And also, don't you yeah.
Right, don't just be swipe hoeing.
Well,
exactly.
First of all, you got to, because it's all about a numbers game anyways. So
this is all stressing me out so much. I'm so stressed.
Nycole, extreme dating.
And I mean now that some of them say your question again.
I just think Nycole is the extremist on dating, but I think some of us are still, I know Ariel and I have talked about like still genuinely meeting people. And it's like, is that true to still genuinely meet someone on a dating app? Especially since we're, you know, COVID-19, like how, I guess, because I really want the guy to ask me, but I guess, how can a woman say, hey, listen, I think this is going to where let's set up a date or whatever. And like, can you genuinely meet someone like a potential husband on a dating app? Because, you know, I've never been on any of the apps except
people do
that right
all
there.
the time.
I would say the first thing is like to get rid of that mindset.
Okay.
A dating app is like, there is a dating app, I'm not going to name it, but that's women focused. So where you have to make the first move. So you're the one that's empowered in that.
Oh, I've done that one too.
That's not empowering to me. That's scary.
Why?
It's like the what? Sadie Hawkins dance. Like
I said what I said, okay? It's scary to me. It's all scary.
But isn't that one? That one, you guys both have to match, and then you have to speak first, correct? To allow him to speak to you.
Yeah.
Well, girl,
I've never been on the women's side of it.
See, well, since we can't go out, I think now, what what is there to come when it comes to like dating apps, as far as like, do you think the app will take the initiative to, after you guys have matched, y'all have been talking for a while, like they have, I don't know, a robot or something that suggests a date or something? I don't know. I think, or like fun games or something for you guys to do.
There could be things to come. There could be things to come.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There could be things to come.
Ooh, spicy. I feel like I was in on something.
Jo'Nathan.
There could be, and like the interesting thing is that like this time that nobody's ever been in before, the fact that some demographics are spiking usage, which proves to the point that when I was at another app, people spent more time on that dating app than people on Facebook or Instagram or any of those sites, because it's really used as a thing when you're bored. Because if you're swiping, put it this way, like on a Tinder or whatever, you're swiping to match with somebody. So you're not trying to hook up right now because you have to wait for that match to happen. Other apps, and I want to get your guys' opinion about this, when you're on a grid, so you know like who's 50 feet away from you, who's a mile away from you, like who's in your radius, that's like immediate. So now that people are at home, there's nothing to do but swipe and be another social app. So from a female perspective, I'm curious, if there was an app that could tell you if this man was 100 feet away from you, would that be scary for you?
Yes.
You know your answer.
So I've actually thought about that because I know the models of some of the different apps, and I do wonder why some apps haven't been created for women in the same spaces or same way.
Oh, that's true. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Because
But
the safety is different.
The
safety is different. That's one of the reasons I'm scared about apps, is just like, as a woman, I'm scared that everyone's gonna murder me. Anyway.
So I've done the app he is talking about where I was doing it for someone else. Yeah. And the idea is like, one, first of all, you're usually with a group of people sometimes. And sometimes it's just showing you literally someone who is sitting across from you who is also on the app. So I don't know if the safety is as much an issue as it is now. It kind of opens up the people who are around you who are available in a way that you don't necessarily know. And I always look at it like taking whatever's virtually on your screen and thinking, okay, I'm sitting on my dating app, but it's like I'm sitting in a club. And now these are all the people who are in the club with me. And I'm going to pass all these people in some way, but how do I get to know like which one might be more into me than if I'm just walking?
Well, and I also think certain apps,
so I don't understand why these things aren't as open or available.
Well, I think certain apps are going to just be for certain people. Like me, I would not be comfortable with that because I remember do you remember Foursquare? Do you remember when everybody was Foursquare everywhere?
Yes.
Right? Yes. And I was all into it. I would be like, Foursquare this, and I would get like the little badge and whatever. And then I would get messages, oh, you're at that bar? Oh, I'll be right there. And I would be like, dude, I don't know you. Like, you know, like that's scary to me. Like, I don't know.
Well, if you think about it, like how people used to meet back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, it was in like it was like your town or the town over.
Right. They were everybody's family. So it wasn't scary because you was dating your brother's son. And
it was an 11 to 12 mile radius, and if someone came in town because either on business or work or so forth, we were dating in that. So I think the idea of like being in like-minded spaces is interesting. Or like, oh, I'm a creative. Okay, well, if someone is kicking it at the museum and I'm another creative and they're like in a vicinity that's close to us, I think that's interesting.
No, there are some apps, I think. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. No, we're talking about vicinity still. So.
No, yeah. I was just saying that, like, having that, I appreciate, but they have to have something that, like, if I've checked creative, artist, comedy, and someone is like, oh, I'm at, I don't know, whatever, and I'm a comedian, and I'm this and that. It's like we're in that same vicinity of each other, and so we already have that minded value of like we're artists or whatever, which is interesting, even though I don't know I would date another artist, but who knows?
Well, I guess I'm being a little hypocritical because like I have like I'm a member of Age Club. And Age Club, when you're in Age Club, you put that you're on site, right? You can put up that you're on site. Then everybody can look at your profile and they can message you and they know you're in the vicinity. for some reason I feel more safe with that because there's like a background check for everybody that's in that whole. But
so basically, like I know for like women, like because I think like growing up, even outside of apps, you always are looking over your shoulder every time you like, look over your shoulder. So to add that extra layer to it in a digital world is a whole another thing. So that's what I'm curious, is like, and like Ugenià said, and Anastasia, if you have some similarity with that person in the same circle, at least, you feel more safe.
I do. But I have to say that I'm more paranoid than most people.
Well, I mean, you cooking dinners on the first date, so.
No, thank you.
No. She was saying third or fourth date once she like trapped him and he was at her house.
Okay.
I was saying when we're first having sex. That's what you said. Sex.
Okay.
That was not first date.
Okay.
I'm a little bit more paranoid than most people. I do a true crime podcast. I talk about how everyone's going to murder me all the time in my stand-up, so I get it. I'm just a little bit more scary.
Well, Jo'Nathan, I'd actually like to hear, because my whole thing with the apps is that I think they're great. I think they work for people. I think there's been a lot of relationships that have come from it. My thing is, I like an in-person chemistry. Like, I can't tell if you're attractive from your photo, because men take horrible photos. And so I might be passing on somebody who could be fine, but I'm like, this is a terrible photo. So it's really challenging for me to gauge whether I think you're even attractive in a photo. So it's challenging for me. That's all. I'm curious your take on it. And I don't want to see pictures of somebody with like a tiger or their abs.
No, but no. So with that, like, it's different apps are doing different things. So like catfishing is a big thing on apps, obviously. But some apps they require a certain amount of pictures. Other ones they have to sort of verify. So like if I'm loading the app, I have to take a picture like this, so they know it's actually that person, and then they can upload the pictures or take the pictures. So like each app is so segmented in what their capabilities are, and I think that's why a lot of people are on different ones, because there's different people. So like on some apps you might get that next torso picture. But yeah, it's all a gamble. Or have you ever gone to like any meetup that an app has sponsored? Or
but they're not for me.
I know.
No.
Have I gone to any meetups at what?
But like some meetups.
Wait. What was your question? Have you met up with anybody from the apps?
No. Have you gone to a meetup?
A social meetup, like everybody that's
like it's not just you and that person. It's multiple people from the app.
150 people.
Yeah. Multiple people.
Well, not like multiple dates like that, but you're in a safe environment because it's sponsored.
It's a sponsored event.
Yeah.
I have, and
sponsored by the app.
A sponsored event? That's terrible.
Sponsored by the app, yeah.
No, sponsored by the app. That doesn't sound terrible, girl. That means that they have a collective group of people that are already like-minded from this category that are meeting. Let's say we're all meeting in WeHo, or we're all meeting in
and tell your guy, meet me there. You wouldn't do that?
That just seems like only dorky people would do that. So it wouldn't work. I'd be like, who are these people who are agreeing to this?
Well, guess what? Everybody going anywhere they can get a free drink and an invite to.
Right. We're saying free drink. I'm showing up.
I'm going to meet up.
So
wait, your husband is at one of the meetups.
An appetizer? If there's a free drink and an appetizer.
Now wait a minute. You might get 50% off.
So Jo'Nathan actually hosted a couple of events that I've been to from, but he's hosted them everywhere, but they're in LA to New York to DC to
Houston,
Texas, everywhere. And literally I had so much fun, and it's a group of people that you may see in passing, but you don't necessarily connect with on like a first day basis, but like, oh my God, I'm here. And then all of a sudden, Yeah, and
basically,
it's a lot of fun. You could not even just to hook up with someone, but to have like fruitful, tangible relationships. Whether it's other women that are like if I'm doing a meditation meetup, so everybody that you know is at like a meditation meetup, but it's through this dating app. It's actually a lot of fun because one, we all meditate, so we have that in common. And we're starting with that first. I find it like I would be more open to meeting someone there, and then like instead of meeting them at a rooftop and I didn't know anyone.
And it's a one-on-one situation.
Yeah,
so
I think if there's an activity, or like, I think that would be great. Or like even at like, I go to a lot of conventions, and conventions would be a great place to go. Like if they had one at South by Southwest, where it was almost like networking and maybe meeting somebody, and everyone's on these apps, or and then Comic-Con, which Comic-Con is like hookup central, and
that's for different people.
You know.
And I'm a little disappointed I didn't get to go this year, Anastasia.
Well, you know where to find me when we finally get up and running.
I know. He said a whole lot of different people, though.
I mean, it's funny, though, because Comic-Con, those have layers, right? Like, they'll have all these different kinds of weird meetups, and then that's, like, mainly, like, the fans. But they have a lot of different professionals. Yeah, but you have, like, but you have those people, but you also have people that are professional, that are actors, that are producers, that are panelists, that we're always there, and we have to work it, but we're also looking to have fun. So, like, you know.
Lonely, I'm Mr. Lonely. I have nobody.